This is the rest, or the second part of the Algebra 1 semester exam review for the first semester. A few more topics you've got to realize what to do with. If you have independent is talking about the x, or what is in the problem. So if they give you an equation, y is equal to 3x minus 1, the independent is x. If they give you a different letter, they might have that c is equal to 3h plus 8, then h would be your independent. It's what's in the problem. The dependent is your y, or what you are finding. So it's what's not in the problem. Domain is going to be x values. It's going to be a list of numbers if they give you points. It's going to be greater than or less than if they give you a graph. If you're looking at a graph, you have something like this, and you know that this is at -3, and this is, say, at 2, it would be -3 is less than or equal to x is less than or equal to 2. You used your x values from the 2 points that you had given. If you had something like this, it would be x is greater than or equal to 0. Your range is going to be your y values, and it's up and down on a graph. Once again, if they give you a list of points, it's all the y values and the points. If it's a graph, it's the up and down, so all you're worried about would be your y values. And so we would come over here, and this is like -5, and this is about 6, and so -5 is less than or equal to y is less than or equal to 6. How do you know if it's a function? Well, x cannot repeat. Or if they give you a graph, you do the vertical line test. The vertical line test says that a vertical line, which goes up and down, can only cross the line that's on the graph one time for it to be a function. What are 3 other names for an x-intercept? An x-intercept can also be called a solution. It can also be called a root. It's also an answer. It's also a 0. These are the 3 that I'm really looking for. An x-intercept is a 0, it's a solution, it's a root. It's where the graph crosses the x-axis. What is a system? When does a system of equations have a unique solution? Unique means that it has one solution. It's when the lines cross. So if you had something like this, here is your unique solution. Remember, a system is more than one equation. When does a system of equations have no solutions? This is when your lines are parallel and do not touch. So if you had something like this, it would be no solution. When does a system of equations have ARN? This would be when they are the same line. When you look at the graph and the line is on top of the other one. How can you tell if it is a function? We already talked about this a little bit. You can tell if it is a function if x does not repeat, or if it's a graph, you use your vertical line test. This is a function because anytime I draw a vertical line, I hit it once. This is not a function because if I draw a vertical line, I hit it twice. What is domain? Domain is your x values. So if I had 1, 2, 5, 8, 3, 0, my domain would be 1, 5, and 3. Range is going to be your y values. So if I had 1, 2, 5, 3, 7, 3, my range would be 2 and 3. 3 shows up twice, you only have to write it once. The law of exponents. What do you do with exponents when you are multiplying terms? You will add your exponents. So if you have x to the 3rd times x to the 5th, this is going to be x to the 8th. What do you do with exponents when raising a power to a power? you multiply the exponents. So x to the third raised to the fifth becomes x to the 15th. Remember, though, that you rooftop the coefficient. If I had 2x to the fourth raised to the third, 2 to the third, you would do 2 or rooftop 3 in your calculator and get 8. X to the 4 times 3 is 12. What do we know about parallel lines? Well, obviously, you know they don't touch. That's what you learned in junior high. But what we learned in Algebra 1, that is the reason they don't touch, is that they have the same slope. What do we know about perpendicular lines? We know that they cross, they're going to form a 90-degree angle, but what we learned here that is so important is that the slope is what we call the negative reciprocal. What you have to do here is change the sign, and you have to flip the fraction. So if you had a slope of 2/3 and you wanted to be perpendicular, your slope would be negative 3/2. If you had a slope of 4 and you wanted to be perpendicular, it would be negative 1/4. How do you find the equations of a line if you're given 2 points or a table? You're going to use stat. You're going to go to stat edit and put the points in. Then you're going to go back to stat, go over and choose calc 4 for linear regression. A is the number in front of x, B is the number at the end of the equation. How do you know if a function is linear? Well, obviously, if you look at the graph, it should be a straight line. So if they give you an equation, you can just put it in y equal, look at your graph, and see if it's a straight line. How do you find the midpoint of a line? You add the x's, then divide by 2, and you add the y's, and then divide by 2. So if you have 4, 8, and 10, 2, you're going to go 4 plus 10 equals 14, divided by 2 is 7. And you're going to go 8 plus 2 is 10, divided by 2 is 5, and this is your midpoint. Make sure that you hit enter before you divide by 2, and it's always going to divide by 2. To simplify, you're going to distribute or multiply to get rid of your parentheses, and then combine like terms. For example, if you had 3 times x plus 2 minus 2 times 3x plus 1, you would distribute and get 3x plus 6. You would distribute and get minus 6x minus 2. Then you go find your like terms. 3x minus 6x is negative 3x. 6 minus 2 is minus 4. This would be your answer. Which of these is a function? Well, you're going to look and see if x repeats. 1, 2, 3. We're good. 1, 2, 2. So this keeps that one from being a function. Your answer is A. Write the equation of a line that goes through 1, 5 and has a slope of 2. You're going to start with y equal mx plus b. Remember, your point gives you your x and your y. So 5 is equal to 1x plus b. I messed that one up, my bad. It's not going to be 1x. You've got to put your slope in for m, which is 2, times your x value, which is 1, plus b. So 5 is equal to 2 plus b. Subtract your 2, and 3 is equal to b. Use the b and the slope. Y is equal to 2x plus 3 is your answer. Perimeter of a rectangle means to add all sides. What they're going to do is try to combine a few things. They're going to give you a rectangle. They're going to say x plus 1 and x plus 2. And to find the perimeter, you're going to have x plus 1 plus x plus 2 plus x plus 1 plus x plus 2. So you have x plus x plus x plus x, which is 4x. 1 plus 2 is 3, plus 1 is 4, plus 2 is 6. 4x plus 6 would be your perimeter. The independent variable is, remember, your x. It's what's in the problem. So your answer here is just x. This right here is pi. It is not a variable. It is a value. It's like a constant. Is this a function? Remember, you're going to use your vertical line test, and it does pass the test. So yes, it's a function. To solve this, you're going to distribute your 3 and get 3x minus 6 plus 6 equals 5x. Your 6's are going to cancel, and you have 3x is equal to 5x. You need your x's on the same side. Move your 5x. 3x minus 5x is negative 2x. Everything's gone, so you put a 0. Divide by negative 2. And you get x is equal to 0. You could, if you're really struggling with that, put everything over here in y1. And then put this side in y2 and do second calc 5. Enter, enter, enter. So Al's Movies charges $7 for membership and $1 for each movie rental. Best videos. Okay, all of this I don't really care about. What I need to do here is say what number of videos would they need for the cost to be the same. Just continue your table. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We're going up 275 plus 275 goes to 8, 25 goes to 11. Oh look, these are the same. So the answer is 4. When you get to the same spot, you don't have to keep going. Just extend your table. Based on the graph, when will they be the same distance? How far will they be? How far will they be the same? Okay, right here is the same distance. How far is going to be over here? 20. If they wanted to know how long, then you would have gone down and pulled your x value. Omar is an avid video game player and a movie watcher. He has a choice of belonging to a video club with a monthly fee of $12 and a $1 a day rental fee, or he can be a non-member and pay $2.50 a day rental fee. They want to know when it's going to be equal, so you're going to say $12 plus $1 a day times the number of days. When is it equal to $2.50 times the number of days? You would put everything before at y1. So 12 plus 1x. At y2, you're going to put 2.5x. You're going to go second calc 5. You're going to let it draw. You're going to press enter, enter, enter. And the intersection is at 820. And so we want to know the x value. So 8 is your answer. Next page, Mr. Phillips is planning to hire a cleaning service to clean the office building for his company. He's decided to use between 2 companies. We have one that's going to be $30 plus $12.50 per hour, so $12.50 each. The other one has no base fee, and it is $15 per hour, so $15 each. We want them to know which one is better. Okay, so once again, you're going to go to y1. And you're going to put the first equation, 30 plus 12.5x. You're going to go to y2 and put 15x. Second, you could go second table, or you could do second calc 5 and see when they're the same. I would probably go second graph, pull up my table, go to where x is 15 because he plans on it being 15. Which one is cheaper? Looks to me like y1 is cheaper, which is Maids R Us, and he used Extra Touch. So did he make a good choice? No. Okay. I looked at my table for this one. Okay, I'm running out of time. I'm going to stop it, and I will start another video to finish this.